Let's do a full face of brand new makeup that I picked up during the Sephora sale. So I'm excited. I basically have a full face here. Let's get started. Oh, I want to mention what I got for my birthday, and I want to mention that I received this Coco Chanel Noir perfume, and I love the smell. I will try to find the notes and put them up here, but this is such a beautiful perfume. It's strong, but not too strong to upset the people around you, and I truly love it. I love Chanel's. I have so many. I have the number 19, I have the Gabrielle, the Chance, I have the Allure. So I do love my Chanel perfume. So I got this for my birthday and I'm excited. I wanted to show it to you guys. Okay, so let's get started. So on my brows, I have the Patrick Ta, the Major Brow Lamination Gel. And this is an okay product. It's nothing special. My brows are in place. I don't see any crunchiness, which is what you want to look for in a brow gel. So this is a mini. It was like part of the gift set from Sephora. So I love that. Now let's go in with a primer. And I'm using this as a primer, but this is the Giorgio Armani Fluid Sheer Glow Enhancer. And I got mine in the shade 7. And I'm just gonna apply one pump to the face just to give my face more of a glow. But I do have on my face right now sunscreen and moisturizer. That's all I have. And this is not a first impression video. I have been using these products on my channel. I mean, not on my channel, just a couple of them. I do have on my channel some reviews and on how to use, for example, this one in 3 different ways, which you guys need to check that video out because it's very interesting how you can use this product. In case you don't know, sometimes with these products, you don't really know how to use it. Is it just a highlighter? Is it a primer? Is it both? But go check that video out and I give you a couple of ideas how to use it. Then I picked up the Hourglass Veil Hydrating Foundation or Hydrating Skin Tint. And this is in the shade 3. It's quite light when you hold it in your hand. I love it because it's great for traveling. It's made in Italy and it actually contains more product than a regular foundation or skin tint. So you get 35 milliliters in here, which is 1.1 fluid ounces. So even though it's in a tube, you want to give it a good shake. Keep in mind this is a skin tint. However, it's very thick. So start with just a little bit and you can build it up because you don't want to overdo it. So I'm gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario F1 brush, and this is the bigger size. Bigger side of the brush. So again, this is a skin tint. I don't see much coverage, and you can see that the product is being kind of lost into the brush because there's not much coverage. You can still see my skin through it, even though it's a thicker consistency. I'm gonna go again with just a little bit more and build it up here. But it's such a beautiful finish. I love it. And now I'm gonna go with a sponge. This is like the cinnamon roll sponge. I picked it up from like an Asian store. I love those stores. They have such cute things. And it also comes with a container for the sponge where you can just keep it safely or keep it for carry it for traveling. It opens up like this. And yeah, it's really cute. So I'm using it for the first time and it's quite bouncy and nice. So yeah, I actually love this skin tint and it's not fussy at all. You can use it with all kinds of primers that I've tried and it doesn't peel. It doesn't lift up when using other products on top. It's more of a sheer product. We're gonna go next into concealer, and for concealer I bought 2. I have the Tower 28 DTLA shade 4. You guys probably saw my review on this product, shade 5. I gave to my daughter. She really liked it and she has more of a not as fair skin tone as I do, just she's still fair, but she can use the shade 5 better than I can. And this is the Hourglass Concealer. This is in the shade Birch. And yeah, I love this concealer. So we're gonna go with this one today because I already have a review on this one. And this concealer, what I've noticed, this is a perfect brightening shade concealer. So this is not an all over concealer all over the face, but it's a very nice brightening concealer. It's very thick and it's also very high coverage. I'm gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario F1 brush just to distribute it around here. You can see how nice and brightening it is. I actually love this concealer. So it doesn't crease in my fine lines, but it's also very hydrating. So if it does settle in the fine lines, which is normal, you can just use the warmth of your finger and dab it in, and it just distributes it evenly and it looks really, really nice. So now I'm going to go with the sponge and finish this side. So I'm just going to do this side so you guys can see the brightening effect it has. It's so pretty. I actually love it. It does provide a lot of coverage, and I was worried. I thought that it will be very drying or creasing, which is not at all. You can see how nice and hydrating the face, this side of the face looks, and how brightening it looks compared to this, right? I just love it. It just gives you that awakening look. So again, I'm gonna go in with the brush. I like around my eye area to use a brush at first and then go in with a dampened sponge. So look how brightening that looks. So pretty. So this provides a little bit more coverage, you can see, than the skin tint. Maybe if you do have dry nose, be careful not to add too much product like what I did if you have any dry patches, because it will eventually kind of separate a little bit, but which is normal because it's a very high coverage concealer, what I find. But it looks very nice and brightening underneath the eye. It looks really pretty. Now let's talk about a bronzer that I picked up, and this is by House Labs, and I picked up the Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer. This is in the shade Light Level 3. It's just so pretty. Very nice and velvety for sure. And it has a very nice warm undertone. It blends beautifully. So let's go ahead. So this is the shade. Looks really nice. That's one of my favorite shades. I think I'm gonna go in with, I'll try this Lancome double-ended brush. So it has kind of like the Makeup by Mario, a bigger side and a smaller side. This is more for eyeshadow. So let's try and just bronze up the face a little bit because we're looking kind of pale. So just take your time and work with this bronzer. It's very easy to work with and you can build it up. I'm gonna switch to a BK Beauty 107 and find it a little bit bigger, and then we can cover more area. So I didn't pick up a cream bronzer this time, but I did pick up a couple blushes. Such a nice warm bronzer, and it doesn't feel powdery. When you touch the pan, there's like no powder. It's very satin-like finish, and it just lasts all day long. I have been wearing this powder daily. This bronzer, I mean, not powder. But it's so pretty and so glowy. It doesn't dry up your skin. It blends evenly. Just a beautiful bronzer. I think my nose looks a little bit more drying because I think I applied a little bit too much concealer. So that Hourglass concealer, you can really overdo it. So if you apply too much, it can look a little bit funky. Okay, so let's move on to blushes because you guys know I love my blushes, and I had to pick up, at first I picked up this Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil in the shade Barely Blushing, and after that. I will swatch it. It is such a beautiful shade. I've been wearing this a lot. And then after, I went and I picked up the shade Berry Punch, which, look at that beautiful shade. This is a little bit more intense, but it transfers so nice on the skin. And then when you blend it, there they are. So Barely Blushing and Berry Punch. But I also went ahead and I wanted to buy something from the brand Lawless because I don't own anything by Lawless. And I picked up the Lawless Make Me Blush Velvet Blush, and I picked it up in the shade Phoenix. And it's so pretty. You can see the brand name. It feels very velvety, and it has such a nice spicy shade to it. It's just beautiful. So I'm gonna swatch it here. Look at that beautiful shade. So I think today I'm gonna go with Lawless because I've never used this in any of my videos. And we're gonna use the Makeup by Mario ones in another one, but I definitely recommend this. If you guys love the Glow Enhancer, which is the bronzer, you would love this. It's the same formula, but with a little bit more punch and color to it because they're blushes. And even though this looks very muted, the Barely Blushing, it transfers on the cheek so beautiful, and somehow they last all day long. This is all I've been wearing daily. So let's stick with powders today. And I think I'm gonna go in with this Blinked Brush F5 and apply the product on the brush. It's very pigmented. Distribute it evenly in my palm and then gently apply it to the cheek. It has such a nice finish. It's very satin-like and it's not powdery at all, which I love. I don't love something that's too powdery. I like something that's very soft and just blends with your skin and doesn't sit on top of your skin and doesn't settle into your fine lines because the powders, I know a lot of people don't like it when I apply it over the nose, but this blush is made to go through the whole face like that. And then you can diminish the color a little bit if it's too much, but I think it's just so pretty. Isn't that pretty? I just love it. So it's a very nice, unique color. I just love it. It's like an bright orange, but it transfers so beautiful on the skin. Like don't be afraid of the color. It does look intimidating, but look how beautiful it just transfers on the cheek. Okay, let's move on to eyes. I picked up a new Merit Solo eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Vachetta, and I already have a review on my channel on this shade. And this shade in particular, I have compared it to the Bobbi Brown in the shade Taupe. They are very similar. Even though this looks quite bright in here, when you apply it to the hand and blend it, it is very similar to the one in Taupe by Bobbi Brown. So I'm not going to use this today because I have been wearing it daily. This is such a easy, minimal, very quick look that you can create. Now, Merit did not send this to me. I have purchased this with my own money, and I also purchased the shade Viper, which is that green one. But I am so excited to get into the next palette. And this palette is not a new palette. I did not invest my money in a new palette because this was on sale and I wanted this for so long. Also, Christmas is coming, so I do have maybe the new Patrick Ta palette, which is the all matte one, on my wish list. So we'll see about that. But I did pick up the Natasha Denona Glam Face palette, and this is the one in the dark shade. So it comes with a cream blush, a highlighter, and 3 mattes and 2 sparkly shades. So let's go ahead and do a nice eye look with this. I'm going to quickly prime my eyes with the MAC Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. So I can swatch the actual blush in case you guys want to see. This is such a pretty blush as well. And look at that. It's the same blush as the Lawless, it seems like. And then we have the highlighter, which I might use today. So that's the highlighter. And it does look a little bit darker than the other one. But let's see how it looks on my skin tone. So I'm going to use a setting brush. This is by Real Techniques. And let's see if I can wear this highlighter. Ooh, do you see that? So don't be afraid, because even if you have like super fair skin like what I do, this highlighter does work. Wow, that's so pretty. It's very nice and beautiful and not powdery again. So again, it doesn't emphasize your lines. When there is a Natasha Denona palette on sale, I like to grab it. So let's go ahead and use the shade Transition. That's the name shade. And I'm going to use it on a BK Beauty 201 brush because this is a nice pigmented and darker shade. So a little bit goes a long way. Of course, they are so blendable and then so easy to use. You just cannot make a mistake by buying a Natasha Denona palette, I'm telling you. Even the colorful ones. I did not purchase the cool tone one because it's not that it's not pretty. It is pretty and it's Natasha Denona. So I'm sure the shades work. I mean, the formula works wonderful. But I did not buy it because the shades seem very close to each other, very similar in undertones. So for that reason, I did not want to buy that palette. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it transfers on the eyes differently, but from what I've seen and the reviews I've seen, it's just they look all very similar. So it's very hard to accomplish different looks. I rather spend the money on a smaller palette like this one. And even though you can create the same looks, this is such an everyday palette, but at least you get the necessary shades that you want and not a bunch of other shades that you're not going to dip into and they're just going to sit there and collect dust. Now, if it goes on a good sale, maybe I'll pick it up. You never know. Okay, I'm going to go into 212 brush and I'm going to dip into the crease shade and just apply this in the crease area. So this is just a little bit darker than the first shade. I'm telling you, this palette stays on my desk and this is all I have been using. This and the Merit Solo Shadow because they're just so everyday type of shades and easy to use. This is so fast to blend and you can create such a nice eye look. Now I'm going to go into this Sephora small flathead brush and I'm going to dip in the shade Smoke and just add this in the outer corner. And then I'm going to go with the BK Beauty 212 brush. If you get this palette and you get it on sale, it's so worth it. I would have spent the money even if it wasn't on sale, but because I already bought the light one, I didn't want to spend my money on this one and buy it full price. So when I saw it on sale, wow, I just got it. Let's quickly go into the inner corner. So for this, I'm going to use my finger and it's just, look at that, beauty. And add this in the inner corner and then just slowly kind of spread the rest all over the eyelid. Okay, so for the bottom lash line, I'm going to go into a BK Beauty 207 and go into the crease shade, which is this one right here. And just add this on the bottom lash line so we can have tie in the bottom with the top. Now I have two crayons I want to talk about. First, I'm going to go in with my Sephora 12 Hour and this is called the Contour Eye Pencil. This is my favorite. I have the shade Tiramisu and then this is the shade Black Lace 01 and I love to use this in my waterline. So I'm going to use it all over my waterline and bring it all the way in like that. And then I'm going to use it and tie in my top lash line. So you can see the difference of the nice smoky eye. It makes it more almond than round. I really like to bring in the smokiness to all the way to the inner corner. I've seen Natasha Denona do that and it looks so pretty on her. Okay, now I wasn't going to use this because we've already kind of smoked up the eyes, but I want to show you this product. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 inks and it's a wonderful liquid eye pencil and it's really, really pretty. Like, it's so easy to use. I got mine in the shade Whiskey. So I'm going to give it a good shake and I'm just going to add this on the top lash line, very close to the lash line here. And you cannot make a mistake with this because it's so easy to use. Just make a very small, thin wing and connect it to the top lash line. Let's do the same thing on this eye. It doesn't bleed. It's just the perfect liquid eyeliner for beginners, or for anyone. I just love it. I'm happy I purchased this, and this is in the shade Whiskey, which is a very nice brown shade, and it doesn't budge. So once it dries up, you can see that it doesn't budge, which is perfect for your eyes. Okay, I don't have a new mascara. I'm gonna quickly apply my mascara. You guys know how much I love my L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara in the shade Black. And I will be right back with a new lip product that I got. Let's move on to lips. Before we move on to lips, this is a close-up of how the complexion looks. What do you guys think? I think I will give you my final thoughts at the end, but I wanted to show you this close-up. Everything looks really good. So for lips, I picked up this Tower 28 multi-liner one-liner. So you can use this on your eyes and you can use this on your lips. I'm gonna line my lips with this product and then it's quite dark. Actually, here, I wanna show you how it looks on the finger. So it's a nice brown shade. It's quite dark for the lips, but I love it. So I'm just gonna line them and then go like this and spread it all over my lips. Okay, and then to top this up, I'm going to use my new Patrick Ta in the shade She's Expensive. This is more of a glittery shade, very similar to what I'm wearing on my eyes. So let's see if you can see it on the hand. Or I'm gonna put it on top of this so you can see it. Don't know if the camera will pick this one up. There you go, I think you can see it now. So I'm just gonna top my lips with this, kind of mimic how my eyes look on the lips. Now, there are some glitters in there, but you don't feel them on your lips at all. It just adds that extra shine. This is what the glitters look like in there. So pretty, and it feels very comfortable. Okay, so this is the final look. It's more of a monochromatic look. It looks like everything ties in. It's more on the neutral brown, smoky, shimmery look. And I think it looks really pretty. Now, let me give you my final thoughts and kind of tell you what I think. Now let's start with the primer, the Giorgio Armani Fluid Sheer Glow Enhancer. This is a beautiful product. You can use it in many ways. Like I said, I have a video to show you how you can use it. But for the purpose of using it as a primer underneath your foundation, I don't think it's worth to splurge your money on this product when you can have the Charlotte Tilbury, the e.l.f. Glow Serum or Glow Primer. It's a beautiful product to use it in many other ways, but it's not a must. You don't need to buy that. The Hourglass Veil Hydrating Skin Tint. This is in the shade 3. I love this product. It feels very lightweight. It provides enough coverage. Not too much, not too little, because when you add a concealer, you can conceal the T-zone and it just looks a little bit more covered. But for the everyday, no makeup look, it is more of a thicker consistency, but it does provide a light to medium coverage if you want to build it up. So it's a great product, perfect for traveling. I'm happy I have that, so I definitely recommend that. Concealer. I really love my Tower 28 concealer. It works so beautiful underneath the eyes. It hydrates. I have a review on this, so I'm not going to spend much time on that. The Hourglass concealer. It's a beautiful product. However, keep in mind that a little bit goes a long way. And I do think that I went with too much product on my face because I can see it sitting on my nose and around this area. However, it's not a bad product. This is a fault of mine because I just added too much. It's a beautiful brightening concealer. If you get the shade Birch, if you're more fair skin and get Birch, just brightens your skin. It hydrates your skin. It's non-drying, but like I said, just add a little bit because it seems to be a very high coverage concealer. So definitely recommend this product. And the bottle is beautiful, or I mean the product looks beautiful. For blushes, I want to pick up another shade. So I do have a pink one. I got the Barely Blushing, and then I got the Berry Punch. Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Veil Blush or Blush Veils are beautiful. You can't go wrong with this. Anyone, I think, would love this. All the shades are beautiful, so whatever shade you pick up, you won't be disappointed. I love this formula. I love this product. Definitely probably going to purchase another one. And the other blush, which is, where is it? Oh, my Lawless blush in the shade Phoenix. This blush is beautiful. It has a satin finish. It lasts on your cheeks. It's not powdery. It doesn't dry up your skin. It blends in with all the other products beautifully. Doesn't settle in your fine lines. It looks gorgeous. Don't be intimidated by this shade. Definitely recommend this one as well. Great for traveling as well. And then the Haus Labs bronzer. This bronzer in the shade Light Level 3. It's such a light, warm bronzer that I think it just matches with your skin so beautifully. I love it that, again, it's not a powdery. It is a powder bronzer, but it doesn't leave that powder feeling on your face. It blends in beautifully. It has a satin finish again on the face as well, and you won't be disappointed in this product. I haven't tried the blushes. That's probably on my list to try because I love this bronzer so much. So definitely recommend this one as well. Now, the Mary Solo Shadows. I've heard mixed reviews on these products. However, I love the two shades I have. The Viper one, I love to use it as a liner underneath my eyes. And the Vaqueta one all over my eyelid. It stays put all day long. The color does not diminish, dissipates. It does not fade away. I love this color so much, and it's great for an all over the eye shade. It's great for a transition shade, and on top you can put any type of glittery shades or any other type of powder shades, and you won't be disappointed. It will look beautiful. So I love this product. And what else do we have here? Let's talk about the palette. I don't need to say much about this palette. I love it. I love the light one. I love the dark one. And I'm happy I have both because I'm using this non-stop, including the light one. So it depends. Sometimes I want more of a smoky look. I go into this one. Sometimes I want more of a light look. Then I go into the light one. So you can't go wrong with this one. Definitely 100% recommend it. If you want to try and you're afraid to use gel liners, but you want to try one, get this one. I love this one. I don't use much gel liners, and I will not purchase any other ones but this one because this is so easy to use. You go in with the shade Whiskey, which is more of a brown shade, and therefore you will not be disappointed because you can make a mistake. It's barely there, but it's there enough to show you that you do have a nice small wing, depending how big you want to create the wing, but the color blends beautifully. It goes very good over matte shadows and over glittery shadows. It doesn't skip, it doesn't bleed, and the shade is beautiful, and I think it's waterproof as well. Now let's talk about, you cannot go wrong with the Sephora 12-hour eyeliners. I love this one. I'm gonna pick up another one for sure because I don't want to run out of them. This is all I use, and I recommend this ones more and over the Makeup by Mario ones. So when I'm done the Makeup by Mario ones, I won't repurchase those. I will keep going with this ones because these are wonderful. And Patrick Ta Major Glow Lip Shine in the shade She's Expensive. It definitely gives that type of feeling on your lips that you're very luxe looking. You can see how long I've been wearing it and it's not going away. They look like there are some little tiny glitters in there, but when you put it on the lips, it feels very hydrating, very soft, very comfortable. You don't feel that sandy feeling like you feel from certain glitters, and this looks really beautiful on its own, on top of lip liners and on top of lipsticks. So yeah, those are my thoughts on all the products I picked up during the Sephora sale. That's it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I wish you all a wonderful day, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye. I don't want nobody stabbing me.